Hey guys, welcome once again. This is Queen of Truth. Okay, today I'm going to be focusing on emotional traumas. There is something they call emotional trauma, and this thing called emotional trauma has been an issue in relationship. It has been the major problem in some relationships. But we are going to be discussing what causes emotional trauma and how it can be treated, how it can be curbed, how you can help yourself in healing emotional traumas. Okay, first of all, we are going to talk about emotional traumas. Traumas in their life can cause it. You know, some people have been through a lot that it makes them conscious of how they live their life. It makes them conscious of the things that happens around them or things that they come across. Okay, so I'm going to be talking about how to properly deal with it, like how to heal it if you so wish at all. Okay, because I believe that every one of us have been through one thing or the other. Every one of us have been through one emotional trauma or something else or whatever, because this earth is a tough place to be. It's not easy to be here on planet Earth. So you must be a warrior to be here. You must be strong enough for God to send you here. Yes, because in one way or the other, you must have passed through heartbreaks, through cheating, childhood traumas, father or mother trauma. There's something they call financial trauma, betrayal, lack of love, lies, abuse, all types of abuse can cause this emotional trauma. So we are going to be finding out how to what we can do in order to heal it and how we can heal it in us. You know, one thing for sure is accepting that you have a problem. Accepting that you have a problem. Because if you don't accept that you have a problem, there's no how you know your problems for you to even heal it. It's only when you accept your problems, you'll be able to find a way to heal your problems. If you don't accept that you have a problem, then you cannot heal your problems. You cannot solve it. So all those things are the traumas we experience in life. And right now, I'm being led to walk you through on how you can heal yourself and come out of it all. So you will be able to move on happily in life. So you'll be able to achieve things and do things so freely and happily in life. So first of all, we are going to talk about trauma. What is that trauma? What is trauma? What do we call trauma? Trauma is that distressing experiences that overwhelms a person and renders them helpless, scared, or alone due to the lack of coping. Because something happens to you, you don't know how to cope around it. You now decide to be by yourself in order to get rid of it. That is not getting rid of it. That is being unable to cope with the problems, being unable to cope with the emotions. It needs to be sorted out, not hiding it, not sweeping it under the rug. And talking about emotions, emotions are psychological or physiological experiences in response to various stimuli. That is, our emotions are due to how we respond to various things that happen around us. How you respond to things that happen around you is called your emotion. It can either affect you positively or negatively. It can also be internal or external. Internally, you could see emotions as something like anger, love, hate, sadness, happiness, jealousy. All these things are parts of emotions. So emotional trauma is a lasting psychological response from deeply distressing events and makes you to lack the ability to cope, leaving you helpless, scared, and alone. That is emotional trauma. And we cannot easily move on from it. You cannot easily move on from emotional trauma. It is not easy to overcome emotional trauma without thinking or revisiting those experiences in the past. Emotional traumas are not easy to overcome. So in order to let go of emotional trauma, you have to revisit those things and let go of those things in order for you to find peace. For you to find peace, you have to let go of those experiences, those past experiences that you experienced. Just like once upon a time. You need to keep talking about your experiences until you stop feeling betrayed, lied to, used, until those hurt feelings you felt those days, you need to keep talking about your traumas until you don't feel it anymore, until you feel it's a once upon a time story that you came through, that you passed. Just like an exam you passed through. That's why when you see people who visit rehabs, they are being asked if they can talk about their past. They are being asked to talk about their past. And for some who have come to that level of being able to talk about it, even for a minute, they know that they've started their healings. So on some who are not able to speak about their past, they let them be until they are ready. You have to talk about it as a story, as a once upon a time story that you survived for you to be able to overcome it. That's why they are mostly encouraged to share their story, to talk about their story. And you see some people coming online to talk about their story. That is how they deem fit in order to heal themselves. That is so because you need to find a way to put it behind you and start a new life and continue your life. If you don't put those past behind you, you cannot continue. So until you take your past, repackage it and move it back to the past, that's only when you can start living anew. Emotions can serve so many functions. Emotions can make you goal-driven, can make you become goal-driven. It can make you take decisions. Emotions can motivate your behavior, either good or bad. Emotions can also facilitate social connections. It can provide insights, make you to know who you are, the characters you have, the behaviors you have, and how to heal it. So in order to heal these emotional traumas, first, what is healing? That's the first question you need to ask yourself. What is this healing she's talking about? And how do I heal myself from this particular thing she's talking about? Healing is a process of restoration. It's a process of recovery and growth. It is a journey to regain wholeness. Healing is a journey to regain wholeness after experiencing emotional, physical, or mental harm. That is what healing is all about. You can heal through physical repair. That is, maybe your injury was accidental, like an accident, and you have a physical injury. Mind you, accidents can also cause mental harm. It can make you to have trauma. If maybe you were heading to a place and you had an accident, when you hear about that place, you start shivering. If it's severe, some people will hate the particular location. Some people will take decisions on not to visit there again. That is what trauma caused. But when you heal it, you understand that this is a part of life. It's a part of things that needed to happen, and it happened. Because everything in life is pre-planned by God. Everything has been organized by God, whether good or bad. So healing could be healing your illness. It could be healing the physical wounds. Emotional healing is a process of releasing and managing emotions related to trauma or pain. It is releasing those things that are related to those things that happen to you emotionally. I know some people don't actually believe that they have trauma. Some people don't believe it. Some people even get furious when you remind them about the trauma. And that is because it is true. There are what we call types of trauma. We have acute trauma, complex trauma, we have chronic trauma. Acute trauma are the one-time incidents. It could be accidents, natural disaster, just one-time thing that will give you the shock of your life. And chronic trauma are the continuous traumas. The ongoing trauma could be cyberbullying, it could be domestic violence, whatever. And complex trauma are what we know as multiple traumas. That is always experiencing trauma, always having traumas. Things, bad things always happening to you. Experiencing it often is why it's called chronic complex trauma. And there are ways you can come through. There are ways you can heal it. There are ways you can treat these traumas. But first, before you heal it, before you heal any trauma, you have to first of all accept that it's existing. Accept that, yes, you have it. It's not something to be ashamed of. It's not something to say maybe because you have it, you don't need to say it, you don't want to say it. Because these traumas causes PTSD in people. These traumas are what causes PTSD in people. And this PTSD is known as post-traumatic stress or a disorder. It's due to the stress, the emotional stress, the physical stress that has happened to you, due to those things that have happened to you. It makes you to have this disorder. And it's called PTSD. Some people live with it. The main thing is it curable? Yes, it's curable. There is nothing on this planet Earth that is not curable, except you refuse to accept that you have it. Because they say a problem shared is a problem half solved. So when you share your problem, when you bring out your problems, people will find a way to help you out. There are ways to sort things out in life. Only when you dictate these problems and share it that you can be helped. So I'm going to talk about the effects of these emotional traumas. Some of the effects are having nightmares. If you notice you've been having a lot of nightmares, running and being scared in your dreams is part of some emotional things that happen to you in the time past. Flashbacks. Sometimes you have a flashback of things happening to you, hurtful things happening to you. Emotional memory. Like you have triggers on some things being said, some particular things that are being said to you, you have triggers to it. Check very deep, check deeply. There is something that prompted it, something happened concerning that particular thing. That's why you look triggered. That's why you're triggered on it. Emotional trauma can cause you to have anxiety. It can also cause you to have anger. It can cause you to have lack of sleep. It can cause you to have fatigue. It can also cause you to have digestive problems. You have problem digesting things. It also makes you behave differently. You become avoidance to people or things because you have emotions. You have triggers about those things. It can make you to avoid places. Emotional trauma can make you to avoid places because of the trigger, the trauma. It can also make you to be hypervigilant. Like you cannot do things like a normal human being. You're always hypervigilant. You're always careful. You don't want to be vulnerable. You have excessive alertness in you. Emotional trauma can make you to develop self-destructive threats, self-destructive habits. Do things that is not good for you just because you want to numb yourself. Can make you to be addicted to drugs. It can also make you to always harbor negative thoughts. You have memory issues. You have you now have lack of concentration. Traumas affect people differently. All we need is support and care in order to heal our traumas. When talking about trauma, I am no different. I have traumas I'm healing too, and traumas I've already healed. Only if you detect it. Just accept that you have this trauma. That's the only time you find a way to start healing them. So now the thing is, how do we heal this emotional trauma? First of all, I'm not a doctor and I'm not a licensed medical assistant. But all I give is advices, and I teach. I make you to learn. Know what you need to know in order to help yourself. So in order to heal these emotional traumas, you have to go to a therapist. You either meet a therapist to help you